When I turned 50 years old, I started to notice something that had seemed insignificant before. Climbing stairs left me out of breath, carrying grocery bags was harder work, and little by little my arms and legs looked less firm. At first, I took it with humor, like those comments we usually make, such as, "I'm getting old." But the truth is that, with time, that loss of strength started to affect my everyday life. What was happening to me was not something strange. It is something that happens to almost everyone after the age of 50. It is called sarcopenia, and it basically means that we lose muscle mass year after year. This not only makes us weaker, it also increases the risk of falls, fractures, loss of independence, and it can even affect metabolism. In other words, it is not just an aesthetic issue, it is a health issue. For a while I thought there was not much I could do. Yes, we all know we should move more, that we should eat better. But as the years go by, recovery is slower and it is easy to get discouraged. Until one day I discovered something that brought my motivation back. A simple seed that contains more protein than an egg. Yes, you heard that right. More protein than one of the foods we have always considered the gold standard for building muscle. Today I want to tell you everything about this seed, why it is so powerful for maintaining and regenerating muscle after the age of 50, how you can easily add it to your daily diet, what the right amount is, and what precautions you should take if you have any health condition. If you want to stay strong, agile, and full of energy at this stage of life, stay with me until the end, because what I'm going to share can make a big difference in how you age. And before we begin, I would love to get to know you a bit better. Tell me in the comments how old you are and from which country you are watching me. That way we can build together a community of people who want to live better, no matter their age. Why we lose muscle after 50. When we are young, the body has an incredible ability to recover. If you train, you gain muscle quickly. If you stop, you regain strength with just a few weeks of effort. But from the age of 50 onward, the story changes. What used to be easy now feels like a challenge. That difficulty has a name: sarcopenia. Sarcopenia is, in simple words, the progressive loss of muscle mass that occurs with aging. It is not a disease, but a natural process, yet its consequences can be serious if we do nothing to slow it down. From the age of 50, our body begins to lose between 0.5% and 1% of muscle mass every year. It may seem like little, but if we let it go on for a decade, it means we have lost an important part of our strength without even noticing. The most worrying thing is that this loss does not occur in a uniform way. It starts in the muscle fibers in charge of quick movements and reflexes, the ones that help us react so we do not fall, the ones that allow us to climb stairs with agility or stand up from a chair without help. That is why many people begin to feel that their legs do not respond the same way, that they lose balance, or that they get tired too quickly. There are factors that speed up this process. The first one is a sedentary lifestyle. Spending many hours sitting, avoiding movement, depending on the car for everything, makes the muscles atrophy faster. Poor diet also plays a role. Very low protein intake, an excess of ultra-processed food, and little variety of nutrients. Chronic stress and lack of quality sleep also have their part, because they raise hormones that favor the loss of lean mass. That is why it is so important to maintain muscle, even more than when we were young. It is not just about looking good or having strength to carry bags. Maintaining muscle means maintaining independence. It is being able to keep walking without a cane, getting out of bed without help, avoiding falls that can lead to serious fractures such as hip fractures, which so often mark a before and after in the life of an older person. In addition, muscle acts like a large metabolic organ. It helps regulate blood sugar, improves the response to insulin, and keeps metabolism active. I want to tell you the story of Ernest, a neighbor of mine who is 73 years old. During the pandemic, he stopped going out for walks, spent months almost without activity, and neglected his diet. When I saw him again, he was thinner, but not in a healthy way. It was hard for him to climb the stairs, and he confessed that he needed help to open jars in the kitchen. What he had lost was muscle, not fat, and his doctor warned him that if he did not act soon, he could become dependent on a cane in a few years. The good news is that sarcopenia is not an inevitable destiny. If we know how to eat, if we include enough protein, and if we keep the body moving, we can slow this process and, in many cases, regain part of the muscle mass we have lost. And this is where the seed we will discuss today becomes a powerful tool to help us with this goal. The importance of quality protein. If muscle is like a wall that supports our body, protein is the brick it is built with. Every movement, every tissue repair, every time the body recovers from an effort, it is using protein. That is why, after the age of 50, when wear and tear are greater and the capacity for regeneration is lower, protein becomes even more important. Protein is not only used to build muscle. It is also the basis of our hormones, the enzymes that make everything work inside the cells, and the antibodies that protect us from disease. Without enough protein, the body cannot keep its vital functions working optimally. It is like trying to repair a house with very few materials. The result will be fragile and short-lived. Now then, not all proteins are the same. This is where the difference between animal and plant protein appears. Animal protein, the kind we find in eggs, meat, fish, or dairy products, usually has a complete amino acid profile, meaning it contains all the building blocks needed to build muscle efficiently. However, many plant proteins can also be complete or complement each other to achieve the same effect. The great advantage of plant proteins is that they usually come along with fiber, vitamins, and minerals, and they do not contain cholesterol. This makes them an excellent option for people seeking to improve cardiovascular and digestive health. Another important point is quantity. Most older adults do not consume enough protein. Current recommendations indicate that after the age of 50, it is advisable to increase intake to around 1 gram to 1.5 grams per kilogram of body weight per day. This means that a person who weighs 70 kilos should consume between 70 and 105 grams of protein daily. For many people, this sounds like too much, but if we spread it out over several meals, it is perfectly possible. Let me show you a simple example of what a full day of protein-rich eating for an older adult could look like. In the morning, a breakfast with Greek yogurt and a couple of tablespoons of the seed we will see in this video could provide between 15 and 20 grams of protein. Mid-morning, a handful of nuts and a piece of cheese add another 10 grams. For lunch, a portion of legumes with brown rice or quinoa can reach 20 grams, and if you add vegetables and some avocado, you also get healthy fats. In the afternoon, a shake with milk or fortified plant-based drink and another tablespoon of seeds can give you another 15 grams. And for dinner, grilled fish or chicken with steamed vegetables provides between 20 and 25 grams more. This way, without expensive supplements or complicated diets, you can reach the right amount of protein to maintain and rebuild your muscle mass. The key is to distribute it throughout the day, not to eat it all in a single meal, because the body makes better use of small, frequent doses. When you understand the importance of quality protein and include it intelligently in your diet, you start to notice changes. You recover more quickly from fatigue, you have more energy to move, and your body feels firmer and stronger. And this is the point where the seed we're going to talk about can become your great ally, because it gives you very high-value protein without adding complications. The surprise. Seed introduction. The time has come to reveal the star of this video. The seed I am talking about is the hemp seed. You may have seen it in a health food store or in the healthy products section of the supermarket, small, pale green with a mild nut-like flavor. Hemp seeds have been used for thousands of years. In ancient China, they were a staple food for peasants and soldiers because of their ability to provide energy and endurance. In India, they were part of some Ayurvedic preparations. It is even known that in Europe they were used to feed both people and farm animals because of their enormous nutritional value. It is not something new, it is something we have rediscovered in modern times. What is interesting about this seed is its protein profile. For every 100 grams of hemp seeds, we get around 32 grams of high-quality protein. To give you a point of comparison, eggs provide around 13 grams per 100 grams. That means that hemp seeds have more than double the protein of eggs in the same amount of food. In addition, their bioavailability is very high. The body digests and absorbs them easily, which means that most of that protein really reaches where we need it. And that is not their only strength. Besides their protein content, they are rich in healthy fats, especially omega-3 and omega-6 fatty acids in the ideal ratio for the human body. This helps reduce inflammation and maintain heart health. They also provide fiber, which improves digestion, and minerals such as magnesium, phosphorus, zinc, and iron. It is a small but very complete food. When we compare hemp seeds with eggs, they have another great advantage. They contain no cholesterol. For many people over 50 who need to take care of their cardiovascular health, this is a fantastic option because it allows them to increase their protein intake without raising cholesterol or saturated fat excessively. In other words, this seed not only matches the protein quality of eggs, it surpasses them in quantity and at the same time offers additional benefits for the heart, the digestive system, and weight control. And the best part is that it can be included very easily in your daily diet without the need for big changes or complicated recipes. This is the reason why more and more nutrition specialists recommend it for people who want to maintain their muscle mass and overall health after 50. It is a powerful tool to support exercise and slow the loss of strength associated with age. In the next section, we are going to see exactly how this seed helps regenerate muscle and why you should consider it an ally in your diet. Benefits for muscle and the body. We have already seen that hemp seeds are very rich in protein, but now I want us to look at why they are so special for muscles. Their amino acid content is of high quality, including all the essential ones that the body cannot produce on its own. Among them, one stands out in particular: leucine. Leucine is like the switch that tells the body it is time to build muscle. Without enough leucine, the muscle regeneration process becomes slow and incomplete, even if you eat other proteins. Hemp seeds contain a good amount of leucine, which makes them an excellent food to support muscle growth and maintenance. In addition to amino acids, these seeds provide healthy fats that help reduce inflammation in the body. When there is less inflammation, muscles recover better after exercise and joints hurt less. This is crucial for people over 50, since pain is one of the main reasons they stop moving. If you reduce discomfort, it is easier to stay active. The benefit is not limited to muscles. The heart also benefits. The omega-3 fatty acids in these seeds help keep blood flowing smoothly, reduce triglycerides, and improve artery health. This means a lower risk of heart attacks and better circulation, something that is essential for muscles to receive oxygen and nutrients. The digestive system also benefits. The fiber in these seeds feeds the good bacteria in the intestine, which improves digestion and favors the absorption of nutrients you consume. When the gut is in good condition, the body makes better use of protein, iron, and calcium, 3 essential nutrients for strength and bone density. I want to tell you the story of Carmen, a woman of 68 years whom I met in a community health workshop. Carmen had suffered 2 falls in less than a year, and her doctor warned her that she had lost muscle mass. She began to include hemp seeds in her breakfast and in a shake after her short walks. Little by little, she started to feel more energetic and was able to begin a small strength training program with elastic bands. 3 months later, she had regained part of her muscle mass, her posture improved, and she no longer needed support to stand up from a chair. What impressed me most was hearing her say, "I feel more confident in myself." That is the magic of such a simple food. It is not a miracle pill or an expensive supplement, but it can make a huge difference if used consistently. When you give your body the nutrients it needs, it responds. Your strength returns, your confidence grows, and you can keep enjoying the things you love to do. How to consume it. Now that you know the power of hemp seeds, the big question is, how do you eat them? The good news is that they are very easy to include in everyday meals. The recommended amount for an older adult who wants to maintain or regain muscle is usually between 2 and 4 tablespoons a day, which is about 30 to 40 grams. This amount is enough to provide a good dose of protein, healthy fats, and fiber without going overboard on calories. Ideally, you should divide this amount into 2 servings, for example, 1 at breakfast and 1 in the afternoon, so that the body can make better use of the amino acids. One of the simplest ways to consume them is by adding them to a smoothie. You only need fruit yogurt or a plant-based drink, and a couple of tablespoons of seeds to get a light and nutritious meal. You can also sprinkle them over a salad, on a plate of roasted vegetables, or even into a soup just before serving so you do not lose their nutrients. Another idea is to mix them into the dough for bread, homemade tortillas, or cookies. This enriches your recipes with protein and gives them a pleasant texture. Some people also use them to make hemp milk. You just blend them with water and strain them, obtaining a plant-based drink rich in nutrients. To improve the absorption of their healthy fats and proteins, it is best to consume them raw or lightly toasted, but not to subject them to very high temperatures for a long time, since excessive heat can damage some of their essential fatty acids. Of course, although they are safe for most people, there are some cases where you should be cautious. Those who have severe digestive problems or irritable bowel should start with small amounts to avoid gas or abdominal discomfort. It is also advisable to consult a doctor if you are taking anticoagulants, since hemp seeds contain vitamin K and could interfere with treatment. And of course, if any sign of allergy appears, such as itching or swelling, you should stop using them immediately. Adding these seeds to your diet is simple, pleasant, and versatile. It is a small change that, with consistency, can generate great benefits. To understand why hemp seeds are so special, it is useful to compare them with other protein sources we commonly eat. Eggs, for example, are an excellent food with high-quality protein and a complete amino acid profile. However, for every 100 grams, eggs provide only 13 grams of protein, less than half of what hemp seeds offer. Eggs also contain cholesterol, something some people need to control carefully. If we compare them with beef, we find that beef provides around 26 grams of protein per 100 grams, but it also comes with saturated fats that in excess can be harmful to the heart. Fish is another excellent option with protein and omega-3 fats, but it is not always affordable for every budget or easy to prepare daily. Legumes such as beans and lentils are a great source of plant protein, but their protein content is lower per portion, and they sometimes require longer cooking times in combination with grains to obtain a complete amino acid profile. In this context, hemp seeds have several advantages. They are very easy to use. They do not need soaking or long cooking. They are rich in complete protein and healthy fats. They contain no cholesterol, and they have a pleasant flavor that goes well with almost any dish. In addition, they are a sustainable food, since hemp cultivation requires less water and fewer pesticides than other crops. That said, it is important to make it clear that the idea is not to replace all other protein sources. The ideal approach is to combine several of them: eggs, fish, legumes, nuts, and this seed, to give the body a variety of nutrients and take advantage of the benefits of each one. Think of hemp seeds as a powerful complement that can help you reach your daily protein requirement without complications. One of the comments I hear most often when I talk about plant protein is that it is not complete, or that it does not work for building muscle. For a long time, this idea was repeated until it became a myth. However, modern science has shown that many plant sources do contain all essential amino acids, and that you can build muscle perfectly well with plant proteins, as long as total intake is sufficient. It is true that some plant proteins, such as those in grains, are low in certain amino acids like lysine, and others, such as those in legumes, have less methionine. But this does not mean they are useless. What you have to do is combine them. For example, if you eat lentils with brown rice at lunch, you get a complete amino acid profile, because what one lacks, the other provides. In the case of hemp seeds, you do not even need special combinations because their protein is considered high quality and contains all essential amino acids in good proportions. This makes them comparable to egg or meat protein, but without cholesterol and with fats that are beneficial for the heart. Recent studies have shown that older adults who consume enough plant protein and perform resistance exercises manage to maintain or even increase their muscle mass at the same level as those who consume animal protein. The key is reaching the recommended daily amount and spreading it throughout the day. So we can confidently say, plant protein does work for building muscle, and hemp seeds are one of the best options to achieve this. What really matters is consistency and variety in your diet. Suggested weekly meal plan. Now that we know this seed is powerful, I want to give you a simple plan so you can incorporate it into your routine. This menu is designed for an older person who wants to maintain strength and energy. Day 1. Breakfast: Greek yogurt with chopped fruit and 2 tablespoons of seeds. Lunch: chickpea salad with vegetables and olive oil dressing. Dinner: grilled fish with broccoli and 1 more tablespoon of seeds on top. Day 2. Breakfast: oatmeal cooked in milk with cinnamon, banana, and seeds. Lunch: baked chicken with brown rice and salad. Dinner: pumpkin cream soup with seeds sprinkled on top before serving. Day 3. Breakfast: strawberry smoothie with a plant-based drink and seeds. Lunch: quinoa salad with tomato and avocado. Dinner: vegetable omelet with whole grain bread and salad. Day 4. Breakfast: whole grain toast with avocado and seeds. Lunch: stewed lentils with brown rice. Dinner: oily fish and steamed vegetables. Day 5. Breakfast: plain yogurt with oats, honey, and seeds. Lunch: tuna salad with chickpeas and vegetables. Dinner: vegetable soup and a French omelet. Day 6. Breakfast: banana smoothie with milk and seeds. Lunch: chicken breast with mashed sweet potato. Dinner: cream of spinach with seeds and whole grain bread. Day 7. Breakfast: whole grain pancakes with fruit and seeds. Lunch: whole grain pasta salad with vegetables and fresh cheese. Dinner: stir-fried vegetables with tofu and rice. This menu is only a guide. You can adapt it to your own tastes. But what matters is that each day includes at least 2 moments where you add the seeds to ensure you get their protein and healthy fats. Simple exercises to go with your diet. Protein is essential, but by itself it does not build muscle. We need to give the body the signal that it must get stronger, and that signal is called movement. For older adults, there is no need to lift very heavy weights or do exhausting routines. Simple, low-impact exercises done consistently are enough. For example, sitting down and standing up from a chair without using your arms is an excellent exercise for the legs. Repeating it 10 times 2 or 3 times a day can make a big difference. Walking at a moderate pace for 20 or 30 minutes a day keeps circulation active and helps preserve endurance. And if possible, adding elastic bands to work the arms and back 2 or 3 times a week is ideal for stimulating muscle growth. I remember the case of Louis, a 75-year-old man I met in a community exercise group. At the beginning, he could barely walk 1 block without getting tired. He started adding hemp seeds to his diet and doing these simple exercises. After 4 months, he could climb stairs without stopping and no longer needed help to carry the shopping bags. His doctor told him that he had regained part of his muscle mass and that his blood pressure was more stable. The combination of proper nutrition and exercise is the formula for staying strong and preventing falls and fractures. Every small effort counts, and your body will respond, no matter how old you are. Although hemp seeds are a safe and well-tolerated food for most people, it is always important to talk about precautions. No food, no matter how healthy, is perfect for everyone. The first thing I recommend is that if you have a chronic medical condition, you consult your doctor before starting to consume them regularly. This is especially important for people with kidney problems. When there is moderate or severe kidney failure, excess protein can be harmful since the kidneys have to work harder to eliminate the waste products from its metabolism. In these cases, a specialist must adjust the total amount of protein in the diet. You also have to be careful if you take anticoagulant medication. Hemp seeds contain vitamin K, which is involved in blood clotting. Consuming large amounts could interfere with the effectiveness of some drugs, such as warfarin. This does not mean they are forbidden, but that the dose should be stable and monitored to avoid sudden changes in clotting time. Another precaution: if you have a known allergy to other seeds, nuts, or hemp products, it is better to test a small amount before adding them to your usual diet. And if you notice swelling, itching, or significant digestive discomfort, stop consuming them and seek medical advice. Finally, remember that even if a food is healthy, you should not overdo it. Eating excessive amounts can cause gastrointestinal discomfort, diarrhea, or unnecessary increase in calories. A daily dose of 2 to 4 tablespoons is more than enough to obtain the benefits without overloading the body. When consumed in moderation and consciously, hemp seeds can be a great ally. But prudence and medical supervision are key, especially for older adults or people with special conditions. Now I want to answer some of the questions I am most often asked about this food. How long does it take to see results? If you consume the right amount of protein, include strength exercises, and remain consistent, you will start to notice improvements in 1 or 2 months, more energy, less fatigue, and greater ease to carry out daily activities. Visible muscle gain may take a little longer, between 3 and 6 months, but each person progresses at their own pace. Is it better in powder form or whole? Whole hulled seeds are an excellent option since they retain their fiber and nutrients. However, if you are looking for convenience, there are also powdered versions that can be easily mixed into shakes. What is important is to check that the product is pure and without unnecessary additives. Can it be combined with other supplements? Yes, in most cases there is no problem combining it with collagen, creatine, or multivitamins. In fact, it can enhance results if you accompany it with an exercise program. Even so, it is always advisable to consult a nutritionist or doctor to adjust the doses. Is it good for people with diabetes or hypertension? Definitely yes. Hemp seeds have a low glycemic index, which helps keep blood sugar stable. In addition, their healthy fats can help control blood pressure. However, if you take medication, you should inform your doctor so they can take into account any possible interactions. Answering these questions helps remove fear and allows you to use this tool intelligently. We have reached the end of this journey, and I want you to keep a very clear message in mind. After 50, your body still has a great capacity to recover. No matter how old you are, you can gain strength, vitality, and improve your quality of life if you give your body what it needs. Today we discovered that hemp seeds are an extraordinary source of protein, with more protein than eggs per 100 grams without cholesterol, and with healthy fats that protect the heart. We saw how they help regenerate muscle, improve digestion, and maintain energy. We also reviewed ways to add them to your diet, the exercises to go along with them, and the precautions needed to use them safely. It is not about looking for miracles, but about making small changes that add up over time. If you start today, in a few months you could feel stronger, more agile, and more eager to enjoy life. I invite you to try this seed in a conscious and consistent way. Do it as part of an overall plan. Good nutrition, daily movement, enough rest, and care for your mind. Before I say goodbye, I would love to read you in the comments. Tell me if you already knew about this seed, if you use it, and what results you have seen. Tell me your age and which country you are watching from so we can build together a community of people who want to age in an active and healthy way. And do not forget to share this video with someone who could benefit from it and to subscribe so you can keep receiving content that helps you live with strength and vitality.